What do you find the most compelling about it?
I think part of what makes it most compelling is because it ties directly into prophecy, uh, eschatology in theological terms. End times prophecy, it's specifically relevant to that because Jesus told his disciples when they asked him, "When are you going to return?" And he says, "All these things have to happen. But when I return, it will be as the days of Noah." So out of all of human history, he singles out the days of Noah for when he's going to come back. And he says it's going to be like that. Well, what happened in the days of Noah? Some of the freakiest, craziest stuff. All you have to do is read Genesis chapter 6. That is crazy. And it was so long ago, and we're so disconnected from it now that most Christians would look at that and just relegate it, to just kind of push it off to the side. No, it can't possibly mean what it's saying. And they symbolize it to mean what it doesn't mean. I think it's actually literally happened what it says. And Jesus said we're going to return to that, which means these otherworldly beings are going to come back and even integrate into our society. I think that's coming. So it's a prophecy, and I think that we're starting to see it now.
So, what are your thoughts on UAPs, that is, unidentified aerial phenomena, and USOs, unidentified submersible or oceanic phenomena, and how do both aerial and oceanic phenomena fit into your expertise?
Okay. So I don't think that we can underestimate the turn of events that happened starting in 2021 when the Navy decided to do an about face. So since the 40s, since the Roswell incident, and that first newspaper article came out with, "Hey, UFOs were spotted over here in New Mexico," and then suddenly a day later or whatever, no, strike that. Wasn't UFOs, it was a weather balloon. And they've been denying this stuff ever since. Except in 2021, they suddenly said, "Well, you know what? We don't know what these are." Because there's a pilot, that almost got killed by one of these Tic Tac UFOs coming out of the ocean and then zipping around his F-22 like like it's a motor scooter. These Tic Tacs are nuts. And some of the things that they've been seeing, they defy aerodynamics, they defy physics, they have propulsion that is unlike anything we've seen. It actually is harnessed cold fusion. They can't pick up heat signatures on these things. They travel 6 times faster than a submarine, come out of the ocean and blast off at outer space at speeds that would kill any occupant unless they've completely mastered gravity and inertia and they're controlling it. And honestly, if they do come from other dimensions or other planets, they would have to create quantum singularities in order to travel, punching out of this dimension and coming back in. So they are transdimensional by their very nature. And this was spotted, people on the decks of boats, people looking at radar, people looking at sonar, and then compiling all of this data, eyewitness testimonies and all of this equipment and everything all together in one consolidated data dump, and then releasing it to the news saying, "We don't know what it is, but it's definitely something real out there." You can't underestimate that kind of testimony. And that's what's just happened. It's basically a soft disclosure.
So, 2 things here then. Has Admiral Byrd and any of his expeditions come up in your research? And also, how would you correlate this to possibly things like CERN?
Yes, I've read about Admiral Byrd. And from my military connections, I actually know that there's something going on in Antarctica. I heard somebody blab it out during a Chiefs conference in 2021, and he was quickly shut up and told never to open his mouth about the deployment to Antarctica again. And I was there. I knew something was going on with Antarctica from, people chattering in the paranormal community. So I know that there's something in Antarctica. And I've heard more about it from reporter Linda Howe, and I think that probably what she heard about from 2 Navy SEAL whistleblowers is probably true.